Oh, this is taking forever to start up. I'll tell you what OBS needs, man. OBS needs a freaking noise gate. That's what this damn thing needs. Oh well. Load Xenviro. Come on. Oh man, it's been a close of a long weekend for me. I have no clue what I'm going to do. I'm just winging it. Really? We're just going to take the E1000 out as soon as our frame rates start building back up again. And Xenviro starts loading weather. There we go. So we're going to take our little turboprop and we're going to head somewhere. I don't know yet. We're in Chesapeake Regional Airport. We can set the map here. Come on, map. I guess it's going to show the map. There we go. So we're sitting here at Chesapeake. We could fly up to Jersey. We could fly into DC. Fly down to Okokrok, I think that is, KHSE. I have no clue. Or I could just go somewhere else and fly, but it'll take forever to load. We're just going to get this thing started up. I have a bad problem with hot starting this thing. I keep forgetting to turn the fuel on. And then we'll turn it on the right. And we'll turn our beacon on. And that's all we really need. So we'd have the fuel selected. Fuel cut off, set it to idle. And we need to get rid of those chocks, blocks. Flag, close the door. We don't need any more fuel than that. Let's get the radios turned on. We can go ahead and turn to the AWAS here. The AWAS is 123.675, so. For some reason I can't use my mouse wheel to do it.
Chesapeake Regional Airport weather. Wind 300 at 7, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 13, dew point minus.
Alright, we can flip that back over now. Let's go ahead and start up. Hopefully we don't hard start it. We shouldn't. No, with the, yeah. Let's go ahead and try it. Igniter's on. There we go, and she started up. Maybe.
Check engine.
The torque doesn't want to come up though. There we go.
Check engine.
Okay, let's go ahead and get everything else started up. We can stamp alternator, push off auto fuel select, autopilot trim, pressurize the cockpit, strobe, nav, taxi. We don't need de-icing on. It's like 60 degrees or something outside, 64. So we're going to take off and we're going to fly up to, it's not going to be a long flight, we'll fly up to I don't know if I have the orthos for this. We'll fly into Martinsburg, West Virginia. Around that area. Hey John, what's up, man? So we're gonna get in the air and we'll just fly direct to Martinsburg. We'll just go ahead and load it in here though. And so waypoint, it's Kilo Mike Romeo Bravo, I think. Kilo Mike Romeo Bravo. It's not that far away. I think it's 182 nautical miles. So, am I still liking X Enviro? Nah, I don't know, man. I don't think it's worth $70 liking it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've used HD clouds and gotten almost the same looking clouds. The HD clouds version 2 from X-Plane 10. I just gotta remember which way I'm going here. Okay. We'll go ahead and set a notch of flat, so we're not gonna need it. So we can get up in the air. We're gonna fly direct to somewhere in Martinsburg, West Virginia. I want to go ahead and set my in-flight altitude though. I'm not gonna fly that high. Let's make it 12,000 feet. We will climb at 150 knots though. Okay. And prop is set to full. That's good. Yeah, I like X Enviro. Is just that I don't think it's worth $70, man. I really don't. I really, truly don't. How does it compare to the stock clouds and X-Plane? I can turn it off and you can see. Alright, so turn my brakes on real quick so I don't come off the taxiway. Let me set that condition lever to idle almost. So
Check engine.
don't listen to Herb. It's only because I brought the condition lever back to close to idle.
Check engine.
So if you look at the clouds now, this is the X Enviro clouds. As a matter of fact, if we hit C, it's easier to look. So that's X Enviro. If I go in here, up here, and turn it off, and I don't even know if the real weather's going to reload. So evidently, weather's not going to load. Let's see. Hey Riga, yeah man, I got the E1000. That's my $100 limit I set for myself for buying stuff for X-Plane. I need to turn this down a little bit because it's killing my ears.
Check engine.
Y'all can hear me all right? Everything? You can hear the aircraft all right? I have a problem sometimes with leveling this stuff. So, but since let's go ahead and turn X Enviro back on. So I am using reshade as well. So if I this is with reshade on, this is with it off. So what's funny is even no, it's not even pulling in the weather. Earlier it gave me clouds. There we go. So let's let X Enviro load up some clouds, I guess. There we go. So let's see if we can turn X Enviro off and see the clouds now. So turn X Enviro back off. We'll reload the weather. So this is the stock clouds for X-Plane, which are pretty decent. And then if I turn X Enviro on, we'll get the X Enviro clouds. I guess. I'll have to reload the weather again, that's why. X Enviro still works because it pulls the weather itself. You can go into X Enviro, go into settings, and you can update the weather every 5 minutes. So whereas you have to, I think it's every 15 minutes if you use yeah, I think it's every 15 minutes if you pull it from, if X-Plane does it. And then it only updates once you get to the end of your area. Like, so once I get up here, up north of here, then it will update the weather. So, and the weather could change from Chesapeake to, Washington, D.C. So we're going to go ahead and get in the air, though. I got to move my restream chat closer to where I'm at so I can see it. I got X Enviro because everybody was like, well, you get better frame rates with X Enviro. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen as you get better frame rates at all. Yeah, they do. Yeah, you're right. They only update the MEDARs every 20 and 30 minutes. So I had to get a turboprop because I've got a twin engine jet from Aerobasque. I've got a single engine jet from Aerobasque. I have a single engine prop from Aerobasque, so I had to get a turboprop as well. And I do love turboprops, so
Gear up.
gear up. Yeah, man, I'd wait on X Enviro to tell you the truth, man. X Enviro, if you look at the price of X Enviro, it's $70, and it really doesn't add anything. I mean, to get these good post-processing effects, I have to use Reshade. That offers better post-processing effects than what X Enviro does. I don't see the whole big deal in X Enviro personally. Get a gimbal. I'm probably gonna get not HTC Vive, but Oculus Rift, so I can do fly inside X-Plane. I'll probably get air sick or something and puke all over my damn desk or something.
Autopilot engage.
The yaw dampener. So we're gonna fly direct to. Why do I keep forgetting this place? Martinsburg Regional. It's up in the mountains in northern West Virginia. So we're going to climb in indicated airspeed mode up to 12,000 feet and set nav. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta see what I'm gonna do first because I need to. The ROG, I like my ROG. It's just pretty undateable. You can't really update it a lot. I mean, I can update it. It's just a pain in the neck to do it because the case is so small and you're limited in the space that you can, amount of space that you can use. but it was a gift, so I'm not really complaining. But I'm gonna end up getting the Asus Prime 270 Alpha motherboard and probably a NZXT case, and throw my i7 6700 that have my ROG and my GTX 1070 in that, so I can have have more options to upgrade, because I want to get the NVMe drives, the cards, and then, what is it, the flash storage, the little card SSDs, stuff like that. I want to get all that stuff done before I get a Vive or an Oculus Rift. But the clouds, I can say this: the X-Enviro clouds look amazing once you get close to them. If you're far away from them, they look like the HD version 2 clouds that you can get for free on the .org until you get close to them. And I've not really been playing a lot of X-Plane lately because I'm just waiting for them to release, you hear one thing that they're working on the Vulkan version, and sometimes, you hear that they're not working on the Vulkan version. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a SkyMax Pro too, and Barry was like, "No, you need to get X-Enviro over SkyMax Pro," but whatever. So we just took off from Chesapeake Regional Airport. Over to our right is Virginia Beach, as we're flying up through the clouds. And there's the Naval, Oceana Naval Air Station, where all naval aircraft are before they go out. I'll give you an outside view. You got to wait though because we're in the clouds. So we're really not going to see anything. There we go. And there we go in the clouds again. Okay, so that's Norfolk Naval Base right there. That's where all the aircraft carriers are. There's Oceana Naval Air Station where all the aircraft for the aircraft carriers land at. That's Virginia Beach. That's Rudy Inlet. And we're back in the clouds again. Yeah, but once you get up here, X-Enviro is pretty decent because of the way the clouds look. But from a distance, they really look like, I don't know. I don't have a 4K monitor, so there's really no use for me to get the 4K clouds. I think they have a 4K kit for this on the org. I'm going to bump us up to 15,000 feet so we get out of the clouds. So I'm going to bump it to 15,000 and climate indicator to be made. Yeah, I might try the 4K textures, the cloud textures. Yeah, you're right. It isn't. So we're just doing a short hop up to Martinsburg, and then we'll probably end up going somewhere else. I should fly up to Buffalo, New York. That's what I should do. Or maybe I'll land at Martinsburg and get in the Eclipse 550 and then fly up there.
Switched.
So. I had stopped streaming with Reshade on, and then once I got XEnviro back, once I bought XEnviro, I went ahead and started running Reshade again. Especially with when I'm running the ortho scenery. Because it really makes a huge difference between, the stock X-Plane, which is what this is, and then this is with Reshade. I'm gonna just see what it's pulling. So let's take a look real quick. So if I go to data and go to frame rate. Hey Ruben, what's going on, man? I tried to stream earlier, about 1 o'clock. I had to run up to Culpeper and take my brother an Xbox 360 controller because he didn't have one. And he got American Trucking Simulator and Farming Simulator 2017. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why somebody would want to go to work, then come home and play a simulator that's about work. I have no clue, man. So I always get on him about that. You're running 3 monitors? Awesome. I'm running 2, but I'm not using them. I only use 1 for streaming. Any advice? What CPU are you running? Luna just bought a... have you watched Luna's World? He just bought an i7 7700K, and he got it installed. Luna installed his 7700K Friday, and I'm surprised he has not streamed yet with it, because he says he has no more micro stutters, which I can't say for me because for some reason right now it's just killing my frame rates right now. Yeah. I kind of got to bring my job back home with me, though, because I have a company truck and everything like that. So I have to, when I get done done for the day, I have to come back, park my truck, keep my truck here at the house, and I never go to my office. I've only been to my office 1 time. They email me with jobs in the morning, and I go out and do them. Then I get home and I upload all the information to them in the evening. I keep my instrument and stuff out in the truck. Just my instrument and my data collector is about $12,000. You add them together. It looks all right. I need to get a different monitor. I want one of the, you know what I really want? I want one of those G-Sync, the new G-Sync HDR monitors. What are they, like $900 or something like that? Where do I work at? I work for a civil engineering group. So, what I do, I'm a professional land surveyor. So, I live in Virginia, so I cover everything from our state capital, which is in Richmond, all the way up to the southern Maryland. So in through DC and Southern Maryland and stuff like that, and out west towards the mountains, which is where I'm going tomorrow. So I have to go up to Dulles Airport tomorrow and you study civil engineering? Yeah, man. Come to the United States. Make some money. Get away from that nasty weather in Netherlands, man. There's never enough civil engineers, I don't think. And there's my frame rate's dropping again. If you look up here, you have to add like 1,000. Yeah, multiply this by 1,000, and that's how much CPU you're using, basically. So this should never get over 40, and it's up to 54 now. We had a cold front come through Monday, so it's been pretty cool here. It's been in the 60s, low 70s. That's Fahrenheit though. The week prior it was close to 30 C for like 3 days straight, 3 or 4 days straight. And it's not even summer here yet. It's so wet outside, I can't even go out there and cut my grass, which is why I'm live streaming right now. So I wonder how big of a hit XEnviro is on my CPU. So let's look. Let's turn XEnviro off. CPU is, yeah, CPU usage drops from 50 to 36 without XEnviro. Let's refresh the weather. So these are stock clouds. Still, it's really not using as much CPU as XEnviro is. Well, Ruben, that's why you sell your i5 6600 and use the money you make off that to buy you an i7 7700. So I was going to upgrade to the i7 7700 from this i7 6700, but with what's the new i7s coming out? Something Lake. It's not. This is a Sky Lake. Then they have Kaby Lake, and then the new ones are another Lake. I'm not going to upgrade my CPU until those come out, because they're supposed to be 15% more efficient and faster. I'm just hoping it stays stuck at 1151. Yep, so this is the default clouds for X-Plane, and I'm kind of... These actually look pretty decent. Yeah, the 7 series, the 7700K is the Kaby Lake. I think this 6700 that I have is the Sky Lake, maybe. I can't remember. Whereas the new ones are another lake. I can't remember what... I was reading about them the other day. I'll find out in a second. What are they calling these? They're calling them... can't scroll my mouse for some reason. Here we go. See, well, they were gonna come out with Cannon Lake, which is supposed to be 10 nanometer, but they're keeping the 14 nanometer, which they've had since the version before mine. Coffee Lake. That's what they're supposed to be called. Yeah, it's supposed to be Coffee Lake processors. That's what they're calling them. Not KB Lake, but now Coffee Lake, which is weird because I don't even drink coffee. Cannon Lake. Anyways, but these are the stock X-Plane clouds. You get a lot better frame rates with these. Let me turn X Enviro back on. Ultimate Environment Engine. I really don't see it. Canyon. What do you run? A Devil's Canyon? Is that what you run, Riga? Hey, Jock, what's going on, man? Yeah, it does. That's the AMD, right? Isn't that the 8350? The Devil's Canyon one? We have Martinsburg in about 25 minutes. Joko. Is that how you say it? Joko. I don't think X Enviro would be such a regular problem if you just, oh, you got the 4790K? Yeah, but the 4790K is a beast though, Riga. I mean, you can overclock that thing to death. You know, keep on going. Yeah, Mo has the 4790. His overclocked to like, what, 5.8 or something like that? 4.8, 5.8, 5.8, 5.2. Sure, you can see outside. And I'm still interested to know why Luna's not streaming yet with that 7700K he just got. Because he had that 3770, the i7 3770. But he still has the same graphics card though. He still has the GTX 1070 just like I do. Uh, 25 minutes I think is what the autopilot said. Yeah, 22 minutes. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get rid of something. I have Armor 3, and it just keeps downloading updates for all my mods for Armor 3. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of Armor 3, man, because I only have 215 gigs of storage space left on this 1 terabyte drive. Hence why I'm upgrading from this ROG and just taking everything out of it and putting it in a bigger case. Don't I want it to start descending? What, 20 miles out? No. I mean, 21 minutes out? No. We can descend at 5,000 feet per minute. $10 miles out, and that'll put us at 5,000 feet when we get into the pattern. Oh, you can put more drives in it. I mean, I can put my 250 gig SSD in to my ROG, but it's just a pain in the neck to do it. And once you crack it, it's just like, you know, an Xbox or something like that. Once you crack open the case, you've done voided the warranty. So if I mess something up, you know, I'm just kind of screwed. And just to put the 250 gig SSD in it, I have to remove the graphics card, which is in a little tray. I have to flip up the cooling system for the 6700, and then plug a U-shaped SATA cable. A U-shaped SATA cable from the motherboard to my SSD, and then I have to put all the stuff back together again. I'm just like, those red crosses. These red crosses are, yes, I'm going to do another flight after this. These red crosses are in almost every Aerobas aircraft that uses the Dyna Skyview. The only aircraft that I know of that doesn't have these crosses in it is the Pipistrel Panthera. I don't know exactly what this is for.
Fuel tank switched.
I need to go ahead and get. I'm not doing Pilot Edge because I can't get into it at all. I just don't have the time, and it doesn't cover enough of the United States. I need to get rid of that file so I can actually have aircraft so we can see them on the TCAS. Where am I currently flying to? I'm currently flying to yeah, I do have a engine display down here. I'm flying to Martinsburg Regional Airport in northern West Virginia. I just took off from Chesapeake. I had an iMac as well. I had a, I think it's a 2012 iMac, 2011. I gave it to my daughter. She's this whole, you know, she has to have iPhones and everything like that, and so I gave her my iMac. The AMD FX 6300 PC that I had when I first started streaming X-Plane, I gave that to my son, and he just uses it to play. He just uses it to play Counter-Strike. I'm like, why you play Counter-Strike? I said, so, yay! Look, the frames are dropping again, down to 3 frames per second. Yay! I need to get a new laptop too, but I think I'm gonna get a. I like the Surface Book. Yeah, something that reverses a tablet, you know, something industrial strength, so I can take it to work with me. Because a lot of times I get emailed, you know, I'll be on the road and I'll get an email saying, "Hey, can you go here and do this?" And I don't have a way to. I can only look on my phone to see my what I'm actually supposed to be doing. And then I have to load. My data collector uses Windows CE, so I have to use my phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot so I can download my information from my email into my data collector, and it's a pain in the neck. Yeah, I'd love to have a Surface, man. Just so you know, run it as a tablet, laptop, whatever. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start our descent. So, pull back on the throttle a bit. We're going to descend at about 1,500 feet per minute. Enter. And we're going to descend down to 5,000 feet. I don't have the approach plate up at all for this airfield, but in vertical speed mode. It probably was the ortho reloading. I don't know. Oh, you have the Surface tablet. I was looking at the Surface Book. I should pull those prop RPMs back as well. So 16 minutes out, we're descending at 1,500 feet per minute. We'll be there shortly. How's it going, Asian? Welcome to the stream, man. It's the first time you've been here. Yeah, it's true. I should probably look at one of those. So I need to go ahead and see if there's any arrivals at this airfield. So, oh, look at they have an ILS approach. Let's do the ILS, whatever runway that was. So, as in every other Aerobasque aircraft, since they've updated it, we need to go ahead and select Maple here and select direct to waypoint. There we go. If you don't do that, it's going to fly to the second waypoint, your second fix, or whatever the second waypoint is, and you need to fly the approach properly. You need to fly to the first waypoint. So I don't know why the Aerobasque hasn't fixed this yet. It's been that way since the final version of X-Plane. Yeah, the clouds are beautiful, but I'm not quite sure that they're $70 beautiful. You know, the verdict is still out. A lot of people, you know, they praise X-Enviro, just like, oh, it's totally worth the $70. But you know, I'm a critic, anyways. I can tell you that the Aerobasque aircraft, every single one of them, are worth the price that they charge for them. I'm not quite sure that X-Enviro is worth the price, worth the $70. Especially since X-Plane costs $60. So you're paying more, $10 more for X-Enviro than you pay for the actual sim. So I'm just looking around. I have no idea where we're at. We're over, well, we just passed Stafford, so we're over Northern Virginia right now. So this has got to be Woodbridge. That's Woodbridge because that's Potomac Mills Mall right there. Manassas Airport's up here. That's Manassas. Stafford Regional. No idea what that is, unless that's got to be Quantico, Marine Corps Bases Airfield. Exactly. X-Enviro is only worth it if you have the $70 to waste. The thing is, X-Enviro, once you pay $70, that's like 2 Aerobasque aircraft. You know? Nah, I don't think they'll ever put X-Enviro on sale. What are the benefits of the RC2 update? I haven't really seen a lot of the benefits. I think it mostly at night, like more lighting. The lighting's better. The auto-gen, it produces more auto-gen. I haven't read the release notes yet. I could probably bring them up. Yeah, I don't know if it's X Enviro that's buggy as hell, but or if it's X Plane, you know. So they keep changing stuff, and every, you know, we're on release candidate 2 of X Plane 11.01, and you know, they keep talking about switching, dropping OpenGL completely and going over the Vulkan, but which would be a boon. Because I think OpenGL is just, we're a little overspeed here. OpenGL is just, it's 2017. You know, OpenGL needs to die. It depends on if the clouds are loading or not. Have I ever had an emergency? Yes. A couple streams ago, we were in Japan, I think. Ruben could probably tell you. We were in Japan, and I had oversped. I actually had gone into the red on my Eclipse 550 NG, and the right engine caught on fire. So I had to shut it down, and we flew into Tokyo International Airport with just one engine. So yes, I have had emergencies happen. I've lost cabin pressure in the Eclipse, not the Eclipse, but the Epic Victory. Lost cabin pressure for some reason and had to descend down below 12,000 feet. Yeah, I constantly forget to put the landing gear down on the Panthera. That's another one. I don't know why. So we're getting close to Dallas Airport. This is where I'll be working at tomorrow. I just got my email from my boss saying I'm going to Ashburn, which is right up here. So that's where I'll be tomorrow. It's about 29 miles from my house, and it's going to take me about 2 hours to get there because of all the damn traffic. So there's the mountains out there. One thing I do like, I like how quiet the turboprops are. So we're going to fly right over Dulles. We're not supposed to do that, but I don't really care. There's no aircraft because if you have Pilot Edge installed, even though I'm not using it, if you have it installed, it takes away all the aircraft. So I really don't have to worry about hitting anybody. There's 66 right there. That road's a nightmare. It took me 2 hours to get from down there, which is Gainesville, up to over there. That's 295 there. It's Fairfax. It took me 2 hours because of the traffic. Hey, Ian. It is Ian, right? What's going on, man? We're just flying the E1000 into Martinsburg, West Virginia. And we're getting ready to fly over Dulles International Airport. I'll go ahead and get rid of this because I don't need to see it because I have it down here with shadow play. You want to see a good landing? I'll try. I try to make good landings. I can't promise anything. The only thing is I don't get uptight about if I mess up. there are people that do get uptight, Mo, when they screw up a landing. Yeah, I like the E1000. I like turboprops. So I have the Pip, not the. I had the Pilatus PC12 as well, but it doesn't work on X-Plane 11 for some reason. And I've totally stopped using all Carenado products, so. So we have to cross these. We have to cross these mountains. We're gonna cross pretty close to Harper's Ferry. Oh, I'd suffer from below 30 FPS phobia too if I had a GTX 1080. You know, I just got a GTX 1070. I'm happy to get, streaming. I'm happy to get 20 frames a second. 20, 30, 20, 25. The funny thing is, what's really funny, is what the hell was that? With my i7 920. Oh, I'm slowing down because I was descending. I brought the torque back down too. Yeah. But yeah, with the i7 920 and the GTX 750 Ti, I was getting the same frame rates. I just couldn't run as much. I couldn't run it at these high settings. I was getting the same frame rates. Like I couldn't run with anti-aliasing. I could only run it. But everything else I could do. So now we'll go ahead and start picking up speed again. Look at all these people down here.
Fuel tank switched.
Yeah, FPS phobia. Oh man, it's crazy, dude. I bought Doom, the newest Doom, because cdkeys.com has a sale, and you can get it for like $9.65. So I was like, sweet. And I bought it, and I played it. I played the OpenGL version, and I was getting like 100, maybe anywhere between 90 and 120 frames per second in OpenGL. Well, in the OpenGL version of Doom. And then you switch over to the Vulkan API version of Doom, and you're pulling like 140, 180 frames a second. I mean, that's the difference between OpenGL and Vulkan. I mean, it's crazy. And that's on Ultra. That's everything maxed out, all the graphics maxed out in Doom. It's crazy. But then again, in a first-person shooter like that, you're not really doing the complex mathematics and stuff like that you have to do in a flight simulator. But still, it's impressive the level of the performance increase just going from OpenGL to Vulkan. So I've never landed at this airfield at all. I've never flown into here. So this is going to be a... I actually don't know where the hell it's taking us. Okay, so we are doing an ILS approach, so let's grab the information. So we're going to go in here, we're going to show information, we're going to go to runway, we're landing on 26, so we need the ILS information. Set that to nav 1, we'll also set it to OBS 1. Comms, and they don't have any comms, so let's look up on SkyVector and see what the closest AWAS is. I think at altitude, this turboprop gets up to like 300 knots. I need SkyVector. I can't believe I closed it, but whatever. So we're going to Martinsburg, West Virginia, which has no AWAS at all. I will use the AWAS for Winchester, Virginia, which is 124.85. So let's go 85. Oops. Yep, that's it. Let's switch it. T976.
Winchester RGNL weather. Wind 270 at 19, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 15, dew point -23.
This right here is the Potomac
Altimeter
River.
2976.
And off there is Harper's Ferry.
Winchester RGNL weather.
I have to work up here a lot too.
270 at 19.
This little town right here, it's called
Visibility more
Lovettsville.
than 10. Sky clear.
I have to work there all the
temperature
time.
15,
I just went up there last week.
-23.
Took me 2.5 hours to get there.
Altimeter 2977.
My graphics are the same. My graphics are only the same because I'm using Ortho 4XP.
Winchester RGNL weather.
Alright, shut up.
Wind 2.
We don't need that anymore. And they need to fix that too. They need to give you the proper wind speed, the ground, the ground wind speed, not the wind speed at the altitude you're at, which is what it's giving you. I can guarantee you the wind speed at Martinsburg is not 20 knots. It might be though. Let's take a look outside our little E1000. What aircraft this is? This is the Aerobasque Epic E1000. You can currently purchase this aircraft in real life as a kit plane, but Epic has finally gotten FAA authorization to create this themselves, so soon you'll be able to buy one. And they're pretty cheap. They're less than $2 million for this turboprop. Nope, not flying the Panthera. The Panthera has the GTN 750 and GTN 650. I'll fly that next though. So we're getting some weather change here. Yeah, you can buy this as a kit plane. What is EF? What is EFAS and G? No, don't tell me, because if it's something cool, I'll have to go out and buy it, and I don't want to spend any more money. I've already spent $100 in one day on X-Plane. I'm not going to do that again. I guess it's pretty fitting that we're going to go ahead and slow down for this left-hand turn. I guess it's pretty fitting when doing the ILS approach in here.
Approaching waypoint.
Looks like we're going to need it. I don't know how long this runway is either. It's telling me. What add-on do I use for the scenery? It's Ortho 4XP. It's free. You just got to make the tiles yourself. And the only thing it costs is CPU, power, and massive amounts of storage space. I'm talking massive. I have probably 270 gigs of Ortho. So I've slowed down to make that turn, and does this thing even have approach plates? Probably not. Oh, it does. It has an ILS approach plate. Awesome. Sweet, sweet. Let's see. So we need to be at 3,400 feet. So let's go ahead and descend to 3,400. We'll descend about 1,500 feet per minute. And vertical speed. Oh, keen on the Icon A5, the real one, yeah. Big, you know, that thing's only. It just passed. It just got FAA authorization in July, and I think a lot of people, you know, because that aircraft's only like $180,000. You know, it's probably one of the cheapest, probably most fun lightweight sport aircraft you'll be able to buy. Plus, it's amphibious.
Approaching altitude.
You know, I've been watching the A5 since it was a concept. You know, and if I was gonna buy an aircraft like a light sport aircraft, it would be the Icon A5 if I was going to buy one in real life. So that's what I'd buy. So let's go ahead and put some landing gears down so I don't forget. Oh, there goes my phone. It's probably somebody. It looks like it's somebody on. Yep, it's on xplane.org. Let's go ahead and lower these landing gears so I don't do a belly land like in the Panthera. We have the approach information. Let's see if this thing will fly a fully coupled approach. No, I do not have a PPO. I wanted to get one, but the Army won't pay for it. Bastards. Where the hell am I? Okay, we'll just go back in the flight plan. I am at Burgee, which means I have to be 3,400. I'm going to Heaven, correct, which means I need to be down at 2,400. So 2,400 feet, and we're getting close to stall speed because we're starting to buff it. 2,400, send, 1,500 negative, enter. So we can see the glide slope is descending now. Let's see if we can capture it. We'll see in a second when it says capture, or just GS. There we go. Alright, so we are now fully coupled on an ILS approach.
Approaching altitude.
Gear down, we're going to go ahead and lower our first notch of flaps. Let's just verify that the gear is down. We go ahead and throw the RPM back up. Max RPM on the engine. I don't see the gear selector lever. But our gear are down, so that's good. Yeah. Quick lesson on the principle of flight. Gravity is a heartless bitch. It doesn't care. So I haven't read any of the paperwork for this plane. I don't know what the approach speeds are or anything. So we'll just have to wing it. There's the auto marker. The only thing is I can't reverse the turboprop. I can't go in the, you know, I guess they call it beta in here. Or as Luna would say it, go into beta mode. Would you recommend X-Plane 11 if you have X-Plane 10? It depends. Are you happy with X-Plane 10? And can your PC run X-Plane 11? I still have X-Plane 10. It's even still installed on this PC. But I don't ever fly it. Well, I didn't know West Virginia had an area like this. Whatever. So let's go ahead and bleed off some more speed. We'll throw down, go on to full flaps.
1000.
I have no idea what the stall speed on this thing is. Are these stock graphics? No. I am running Reshade, which is a post-processing add-on. I'm running Airport Environment HD, which makes all the airport environments high definition. I'm running XEnviro for the clouds. And that's about it, as far as I can remember. Oh yeah, Die Hard 2. Yep. Because they stopped beeping and used it as an actual radio transmitter. That was a good movie. Now I don't have a reverser button switched because I can't go into beta. Now if I had the X52, I could go into beta mode and just reverse the turboprop and stop like in 200 feet. Just by reversing the turboprop, which is why I like turboprops.
400.
We're going to kill the autopilot here in a second and just land. So let's go ahead and drop the autopilot.
Autopilot disconnect. 300.
Yeah, it does have an angle attack display.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
There you go. And there we go. And if I had my reverser set, I could go into beta mode and we'd stop. And a dime. And I wouldn't have to make a U-turn to fly back onto this taxiway. Or go back on the taxiway. Okay, so this is the E1000. And we'll pick somewhere else. Somebody pick an airport. I already picked the aircraft because we're going to fly the Panthera. Somebody give me a 4-digit ICAO code. And we'll go there. And fly. So I was going to get the Viper jet. I'll probably get the Viper jet next time. So we can fly that. KSMQ. KSMQ. So Somerset. Oh, it's a grass strip. Sweet. It's a good thing we're flying the Panthera. It's overcast too. Oh, huh. Is it nighttime there? Let's track real world weather. Real world time. Nope. Flight changes. I don't know, like he said, it has the angle of attack indicator on there, but I didn't see the angle of attack indicator actually working on this aircraft. Maybe I was wrong. Okay, so we're going to... Is it raining in Somerset? Flight changes. Why doesn't it let me start a new
Fuel
flight?
tank switched.
Change location. There we go. And we're taking the Panthera. Start new flight. Now we have to wait an hour for it to load. Start new flight. So now we have to wait for the Panthera to load, and it's GTN 750, and it's GTN 650. So you can ignore the not responding thing up at the top of the screen. It's responding. It's just the Panthera really takes a long time to load. Am I using a yoke or a joystick? I am using a Thrustmaster HOTAS X. That's what I'm using. Well, if it's in southern Jersey, I might have the ortho for it. No, actually, I think my orthos only go up to Delaware. Because I did a stream flying from Atlantic City one time, and I didn't have the orthos until I got to Delaware. So like I said, it's going to take forever for the Panthera to load. It's funny because it doesn't take the 550 that long to load, and the 550 has the same avionics. So I was in I was in Central Jersey for a while, for about 4 years. SSD? No. I have the Asus ROG, which is like Asus's gaming console. It's an i7-6700 with a GTX 1070, but I do have an SSD, but I haven't put it in there yet, and I don't know if I'm going to. I think I'm just going to buy a new motherboard and a case, and just transfer all this stuff from my ROG into that, so I have, more options for future expansion. I was at Fort Dix / well, I guess it's called McGuire Dix joint base McGuire Dix now. I was there for 4 years. So I was gonna get a GTX thingy. Oh, I do have an SSD, but I haven't put it in here yet because it's a pain in the neck to install it in this little bitty case. Yeah, my best friend, he lives in Toms River, New Jersey. So, okay, let's let Xenviro load up some weather. Who am I talking to? Yeah, this really freaks people out. Okay, I stream using Restream, so if you see me talking to somebody and nobody else is talking, I stream to 2 different sites. I stream to Twitch, which is what you're on, and I also stream to YouTube, which is what the majority of people are watching this on. So there are 2 people watching this on Twitch, and there's 17 people watching it on YouTube. So don't freak out. I'm not talking to myself. There's actually other people here talking. I can stream to 2 sites at once with Restream. Oh, look. It's 30 frames a second. Check it out. Until I turn the avionics on. Oh, this is a nice airport. Philip 76. Send you my YouTube then. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta remember what it is. Just give me a second. Actually, I think it's already in here. I know, right? 30 frames a second. Check it out. There you go. So this is where we're flying now. We're taking the, actually as soon as I get back over to this other monitor. So we're taking the Pipistrel Panthera. Hello Red, what's going on, man? So we're going to take the Pipistrel Panthera up somewhere. And it does look like I maybe have the orthos for here. And maybe I don't. This is not ortho scenery. This is the base X-plane scenery. So we'll fly down, we'll fly east and head towards the Jersey Shore, then we'll fly south down past Egg Harbor and stuff like that, down into Delaware. And might land at St. Mary's in Maryland. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. First we need the key. And we all have the fuel selector switch. And the master, avionics, need the fuel pump, autopilot. We might need the AC. Well, we're not going to need the AC today. It's outside air temperature is 18 Celsius, so. Yeah, it says Somerset. This is where I'm at. I went to wherever you told me to go. Never been here, but we need to go ahead and remove some things. We need to remove the flags and chalks, close the doors. We got plenty of fuel to make it down to Maryland. I do want that left. Yeah, we're going to use the left fuel tank because the right fuel tank's a little low. Okay, with some fuel. We have fuel pressure. So we don't have any TCAS information because I have Pilot Edge installed, but I'm not using it. So I am at. If you must know, I am at. Where am I at? It says I'm at KCPK. Which is, well, I don't know why I'm here. It said KCMK. Okay, I'm at a totally different airport, so let's do this again. I thought I did Somerset. My bad. I was back at Chesapeake Regional Airport, which is where we started the last flight. So give me a second. I'm not flying on Pilot Edge right now because I'm not going to pay $20 just to fly in California. Yeah, I was at Chesapeake, so it's KCPK. Which is looking kind of weird because I do have the orthos for that, but that ortho scenery just looked nasty. Okay, now I guess I'm here at Somerset. I'm assuming. It's not good that I'm sitting on the runway, though. And it said it was a grass strip. Where's the... Oh, I guess it is. I guess it does have a gravel or a dirt strip. I'm going to take off on the dirt strip. That's what I'm going to do. Always good to go play in the dirt. Okay, so now we will fly east as soon as you get the plane started up again. Master that fuel pump, autopilot engaged. We don't need pitot heat. There we go. Everything else is good. Mixture full, rich, and start the aircraft. Aircraft started. Park and brake. We don't need the fuel pump anymore. Oh, I see it. I'm just going to take off on the gravel strip. Okay, I probably should have turned my lights on first, but oh well. Shoot me. I was just looking to see if my windows were closed. So I'll go up here, turn around, take off on the gravel strip or dirt strip, whatever this is. Yeah, look, the grass has died a long time ago. Yeah, you're right, Reven. Here we go. We will use flaps on this. And we're just gonna throw it full forward. Oh, that going from the dirt, asphalt to dirt to asphalt again, or dirt, just crazy. We could have taken off at 63 knots, but I left it on the ground a little bit further, longer. Okay, gear up. Flaps coming up. Really, Jersey has hills? This can't be Jersey. This must be the western part of Jersey, close to Pennsylvania.
Approaching altitude.
Okay, it's got our altitude from the last flight, so we're just going to bump this up to about 6,000 feet. And we're going to climb in indicator airspeed mode. Autopilot is on. And I don't know why I'm turning, but we'll just turn back to the east here. Alright, so I don't know why. I never set this to altitude. I don't know why. It just doesn't keep my settings. It's annoying as hell. But I always keep this one to heading, so I can control my heading bug. And we're going to head east. And it's the heading mode. And what is this thing doing? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't do run-up checks. I'm not that into it. I mean, we could do them. I know they're in here somewhere, but yeah, it doesn't keep the. Okay, so when I go in here, I set all this stuff.
Altitude.
I don't have any of these. I don't have the fixes. I don't have the NDBs. The only thing I keep up here are the VORs and airports. And for some reason, it didn't remember that either. So, because you have all this stuff on there, and this thing becomes really, really cluttered. It did kick my resolution though. So let's go terrain. We really don't need that. There's no terrain in New Jersey. Weather, there's 22 knots, 2,000 feet, and it's that way all the way up to 18,000. So we don't have a waypoint yet. We're just going to fly over here to the coast. We finally made it at 6,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and lean this thing out. I'll just bring this up so I can actually look at the throttle. So I'm going to bring back the RPMs first. Prop. Like, I'm not a pro at this, so don't freak out and spaz out if I'm doing something wrong. So I'm bringing it back to around 2,400 RPMs, give or take. And then I'm going to bring. You can see the cylinder head temperatures here, and you see the exhaust gas temperature here. So I'm going to go up until it peaks out. The EGTs peak out, and they start to drop. So they're getting hot. They should drop back down now. There they go. They're dropping. And I'm going to go to about 270. Yeah. Actually, we won't even do that. We won't even crash because we have a cap system. So we won't crash. We can just deploy our little parachute and we'll float to the ground. So we're going to fly out to the coast. I don't know how far the coast is from here. I can look on here and see. Well, looks like it's fairly close. Then we'll turn south and we'll fly down the coast to Delaware. Look, it's raining. Check it out. You see rain coming by us there? We're in the rain. You actually hear the rain now. The rain sounds pretty cool. I think this is the weather we had yesterday. We got like 3 inches of rain. Was it? No, it's Friday. We got like 3 inches of rain. It's crazy. Oh yeah, I know. Wouldn't it though? You know, just seeing the raindrops just sliding across the cockpit. Imagine what the frame rates would be then. What's the new one? Is it Aerofly? Is that the new one that simulates the raindrops going across the windscreen? It's bad enough that I have an i7 6700 GTX 1070 and I'm barely getting 20 frames a second. That's just bad enough. But it's a sim and not a first-person shooter, so frame rates really aren't that important, I guess. Yeah, I think it's FSW. That's it's Flight Simulator World, or something like that. And depending on how expensive that Dovetail game, I might buy it just for I mean, I have everything else. I have FSX, I have Prepared 3D, and this, and X-Plane 10, and this, and IL-2, and DCS, and okay, so we're going to be somewhere near the coast now, and I'm just going to fly south, try to get out of this crap. It doesn't even look like it's going to rain here today. Nope. It's partly cloudy here. Yeah, I'm uninstalling most of my Armor 3 stuff, man. It takes up way too much of my hard drive. I thought I probably have about, I don't know how many gigs of oh, with my sim collections? Oh, man. My brother, Raging Riddy, he's like, you ought to get, there's a sailing simulator. I forgot what it's called. It's on Steam right now. It's in early access. And I love sailing. He's like, yeah, you need to get the sailing simulator, and then just dedicate your channel to just the simulators. I mean, simulators and not just X-Plane. Because evidently you can do this sailing simulator and go to bed at night. Your sailboat will still be going when you get up in the morning. You throw the autopilot on that thing. I forgot what it's called too. I think it's called Let's Sail or something like that. Look, our radar is actually working. Well, weather. It doesn't show you the rain that we're flying in right now. What's up with that? Oh. Smithphone. But for those of you who are just joining, we're using flying Xenviro and Reshade and Ortho4XP and all that fun stuff. Now I didn't see if I just saw a monohull. I didn't see any cats at all, and I didn't really look at it that much. My brother was just suggesting it to me. Hey, thanks, Flight. Welcome back. You were here Friday, I think. Yeah, Friday. I have like a photographic memory, so if people are here all the time, I'm not going to know who they are. Like Ruben. Ruben, who's going to move to the United States from the Netherlands so he can enjoy some decent weather. Okay, so we're supposed to be flying down the coast, and I guess we are, because we're getting ready to cross over the water. So you'd think these maps, these moving maps here, would actually show you the terrain. Hey, thanks, Red. Oh, you're talking to Red and Flight and Fun. I didn't know Flight and Fun had a channel. I'll have to check his videos out. I try to check out Rangers too. Rangers on here all the time, and I watch a lot of his. He does those. He does them late at night. I'm just like, ugh, I'm not staying up that late. I try not to do it at the same time that Luna. I try not to stream at the same time as Luna and Mo, because then we're fighting for viewers, because we pretty much have the same viewers. Plus, I'm a mod for Mo, so. Hello, Fly777. Welcome to the stream, man. We're kind of lost here. I'm supposedly in Jersey somewhere, wherever Woo took me. So I'm supposedly in Jersey, but I'm over the ocean, it seems. So I'm trying to get back down to Delaware. Why do you call him our god from the dark side, Ruben? Alright, we're somewhere. Where are we? And this won't show me the whole thing. What is that? Okay, the Woo get me lost, then bail. Is that what he did? KBLM, what is that? Oh, he's Flight Simulator. Oh, FSX. I was about to say, where am I? Oh, I'm up near New York. That KBLM is Farmdale. Sweet, now I know where I'm at. Look, I'm up by New York, dude. That's KBLM right there. There's New York up there. I thought I was further south. I thought I was like down here somewhere. Near Manahawkin. Atlantic City. I don't know. I don't think I'm going back to P3D, man. I just can't bring myself to do it. I thought spending $70 on X-Enviro was bad. On P3D, I'd have to buy Orbix because they don't do ortho, and then I'd have to buy Orbix North America scenery. Then I had to buy the Orbix North America land class, which is not. So you have the Orbix North America, which is $60. Then you have Orbix North America land class, which is another $40. So that's $100 right there, just on scenery for North America. That's halfway decent. And then for weather, you'd have to do like Active Sky or was it Rex? Yeah, Rex. Yeah, it's just, and that's not even aircraft. That's just on scenery. I can get that stuff for free with X-Plane, so I'm not going back to P3D. Look, there is no oil rigs off the coast of Jersey. I can tell you that right now. There might be sailboats, though. Somebody said P3D clouds look better than X-Enviro clouds. I don't see it. I really don't think so. Or no, he said Rex clouds. The Rex 4 clouds look better than X-Enviro. And I don't think I think he was lying there too. Because when I'm streaming, the quality of the stream isn't truly this quality that I'm seeing. I mean, it looks a lot better when I go back and watch my streams. It looks a lot better when I'm actually flying the sim than when I'm watching my streams. So. I'm not saying that P3D looks worse all around. You just have to spend a lot of money to make it look good. Whereas X-Plane, you really don't have to spend a lot of money to make it look good. Unless you're getting X-Enviro, then you're spending a lot of money to make it look good. Why am I hearing birds? Do you guys hear birds? For a minute there, I heard birds. I don't know why. I don't hear them anymore. I don't have Discord up, do I? No, Discord is muted, so I don't have that up. Yeah, so I'm not going totally crazy. So good. Ruben heard him too. So I'm not going totally crazy. So we're currently flying down the coast of New Jersey, headed for some destination in Maryland. I don't know yet. We're in the Panthera. We're cruising right along though. We're doing about 191 knots ground speed. About a 6-knot headwind looks like. Look, it's a frigate. Oh, lost it. It's a frigate. Going along there. Yeah, pretty soon I'll have the entire Aerobasque library of aircraft. I have this. Well, now I have the Pipistrel Panthera. I have the Eclipse 550NG. I have the Epic Victory, and have the Epic E1000. Next, I'm going to get the little Viper jet. I could have bought two with the price I paid for X Enviro, but USS Melania. So Tom's River's around here somewhere. Oh, we already passed it. Where's Wub? Wub, where you at, dude? Talk to me. Where am I at? Hey, Marianne, what's going on, dude? I have no comment because I don't use any of that stuff. I don't use X camera or anything. And I'm not entirely sure what Luna uses to make his cinematic X-Plane videos. I've never really asked him. Where are we flying today? We are, well, earlier we flew from Chesapeake to Martinsburg, West Virginia in the E1000. Now we're flying from Somerset, New Jersey down to somewhere in Maryland. I haven't decided yet. Oh, look at that. We just go from almost nothing to IMC. Check it out. So I'm in Jersey. Until I get to Delaware, I won't have any ortho scenery. So that's why I'm trying to hurry up and get to Delaware. But with this cloud layer, I don't think we're going to get to see much of it anyways. You know, there was one other aircraft I was looking at. I was looking at getting the Bombardier, the Challenger 300. But then I'm like, I think Mo and Luna both had the Challenger 300. Don't I like airliners? No, I hate airliners with a passion. I mean, I'll fly them if somebody requests me to fly them, but I just hate them. I've never liked flying them. You see, Geronimo, I was going to get track IR, but I think I'm going to just go ahead with the Rift. I don't know, Zane. I like, I've got like 250 gigs of ortho, and it really doesn't make sense to have 250 gigs of ortho if you're flying at like 32,000, 40,000 feet and can't see it. So, to me, it'd be a waste. I'm waiting for Ruben to start streaming. That's what I'm waiting for. I guess we'll have to wait for Ruben to get the i7 before he streams. You need your own apartment first, and your English needs to improve. I have a buddy. His name's Rick Vandenberg. He lives in Moordrecht, just east of Rotterdam. And his girlfriend. Oh, it was hilarious, man. His girlfriend would always correct his English because she could speak English better than he could. It was hilarious. But he gets on. He'll get on Discord, right? And talk to us. And his accent's not that. And he really doesn't even have an accent. Like, you really can't tell he's Dutch. But what's annoying is that he's Dutch and he uses British English. So he's calling you mate, like, all the time. And I'm just like, dude, you're not British. Why are you calling me mate? You know? So that kind of gets annoying. I expect it from, like, I have a bunch of friends in Northern England, and or the north of England. Sorry, I'm so used to them calling me, but I know they're British, and I don't really have a problem with it. But it's funny to hear somebody from. Don't American people call each other mate? No, we don't call each other mate. We don't call each other mate at all. That's Australians. Australians and Brits. Yeah, it's dude mostly. It depends on where you're from. I grew up skating and surfing and stuff like that, so everybody to me is dude. So I was a skater when I was younger, skateboarding, and did a little bit of surfing and stuff like that down at Virginia Beach. So everybody to me was dude. Are you waiting for Ranger 79? Yeah. I keep watching his waiting for his stream. Yeah, bro. Bruh. No, it's not bro, dude, it's brah. B-R-A-H. Bruh. But yeah, I'm waiting for Ranger. I'm waiting for Ranger to do a stream at a decent hour. Not at 9 o'clock at night. At least that's when I get my updates. When I get a notification that he's streaming. I get it at like 9 o'clock. But YouTube's being stupid. I mean, it's not notifying people that you're streaming, and no, I don't ever call anybody pal. Oh, the Eclipse 550? The Eclipse 550 version 2? You're talking about that one? I have that. See, look. There it is right there. The Eclipse, the Freeware version of the Eclipse 550. It's right there. I have it. Can we go from New Jersey to Old Jersey? Not in this thing. Not in the Panthera. It's too slow. I was thinking about doing a ferry flight, but probably with the Eclipse 550. It would just take too long to do it with this thing. Because if you're doing a ferry flight, we'll just look at this because we're really not missing anything right now until we get into Delaware. If you're going to do a ferry flight to the UK from the United States, if I'm going to do it from here, I have to fly from here to Boston, then from Boston to here, then from here to Sydney Airport, which is right here. Then I have to hit either St. Anthony or St. John's. And then you have to fly to Greenland. So you have to fly from probably at, where's Goose Bay? Probably better to fly up here somewhere. So fly from probably here up to here, then cross to here, then go up to here, and fly from there to here, and fly from there to there, and there down to there, and it just take forever to do a ferry flight. I was thinking about it though, just like doing 1 hour portions at a time, or 1 or 2 hour portions of the. Do like 1 or 2 hour portions. I'm gonna get closer to the water. I don't have life vests in this aircraft, so we need to fly a little closer to where. What am I flying over, anyways? Bruh. Yeah, it's bruh. What X-Plane goodies have I been spending my hard-earned cash on? Well, Friday. Look, I hear the birds again. Here they go again. Friday I spent about $100, so I bought X Enviro, which was $70, and then I bought the E1000, Epic E1000 Aerobask turboprop. So we're slowly making our way down the coast of New Jersey. We now have about a 12-knot headwind. Yeah. I keep wondering because I was like, I'm not going to hit a bird, am I? I'm looking at my altitude. It's like 6,000 feet. It's like, no, I'm not hitting a bird up here. I'm good to go. Oh, you're talking about laminar? Oh, they're supposed to have a Cessna Citation X too, the Citation 10 in the works. I hear so many rumors about what Laminar is doing. Laminar's going to Vulcan. Laminar's got a Citation X. Laminar's got this. Laminar's got that. I really don't know what to believe anymore. Hey, thanks a lot, John. Oh, Ranger just started streaming. Who was here? Marion. I just got an alert that Ranger just started streaming. What's he doing? Oh, he's flying from JFK to Atlanta. So if you guys want to go see Ranger fly a CRJ 200 from John F. Kennedy down to Atlanta, he's streaming live right now. What plane is this? This is the Panthera, the Pipistrel Panthera. So that's what we're flying. And look, I'm hearing the birds again. Whenever I go to the external view, I hear birds. I was flying the E1000 when I first started streaming. Now I've gone to the Panthera. Okay, where am I at? Pull out the GTN 750 here. Okay, there's Atlantic City there, off to our right. So we're getting close to Delaware, which is where we'll pick up the ortho scenery. We'll go ahead and drop down to about 3,500 feet there. We shouldn't have to worry about the clouds. Cessna 172 IRL. Is that the diesel one? They have a diesel one, and they create them for flight schools. And I think that's what you're talking. That's the IRL, right? That's the one that's Jet A or diesel or something like that. What's the plane again? The plane is the Pipistrel Panthera. So, I hear the birds again. I hear them. Oh yeah, I know. I know what he means. I know he meant real life, but I know there's a Cessna 172. I forgot who makes it. Red something. Red something. Now you're gonna make me look for it because now I'm curious. Now I'm talking about the Red Hawk 172, which is the Red Hawk 172 is the one that has the diesel engine on it. Yeah, see, here's the deal. All right, so I spent 13 years in the Army, and I have like 28 months left on my post 9/11 GI Bill. And the Army won't pay for me to get my private pilot's license, but they will pay for me to get, if I have my private pilot's license, they will pay for me to get my instrument rating. They'll pay for me to get multi-engine. They'll pay for me to get commercial. But they won't pay for you to get your initial private pilot's license, which is stupid because you need that to get everything else. Unless it's part of an aviation degree. Now, if I wanted to go to Florida and get an aviation degree, then they'd pay for it. But I'm not going to Florida to get an aviation degree. That's stupid. There's plenty of flight schools around here, but you can't do it that way. So I've been pretty annoyed about that. Am I running X Enviro? Yes, I am running X Enviro. So, the aircraft I'm flying is, I'll type it in here because somebody wanted me to type it. Alright, I put it in the chat. The Pipistrel, no, I spelt it wrong again. I guess. It's the Pipistrel Panthera by Aerobasque. Sorry, it is P-I-P-I-S. It's right there on the engine cowling. Pipistrel. See right there? We're flying the Black Panther livery. And we're way off the coast right now. So let's turn back towards the coast of New Jersey. Like I said, I don't have any life preservers. I don't have any life vests. I don't have any life rafts. So we need to stay close to the coast. Of course, we could probably, if we had an engine failure, we could probably glide to the coast before we deployed our cap system. All right, later, Geronimo. Thanks for watching, man. Oh, we do have an X-Plane Discord, by the way. I've got to find it now. All right, Zane, thanks for watching, man. So this is our Discord we use for X-Plane. I'm not on there right now. Actually, I don't know what room I am in. So once we cross this peninsula, we'll be in ortho scenery again, thankfully. Thanks for who's subscribing, whoever just subscribed. Zane. Oh. Everybody say hi to Raging Rudy. That's my brother. I'm in Discord with him in his room. Hey, good evening, Sigil. JL. I already seen you in there, Ruben. You're in the X-Plane lobby. Somebody's playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh, Fly777 is playing. He's playing Flight FSX. So Rudy streams as well. We're trying to work out his streaming issue because his volume just doesn't really work that well. That payware aircraft? Yes, this is payware aircraft. This is this isn't the newest aircraft by Aerobasks. It's the newest aircraft by Aerobas is the Eclipse 550NG. This came out just prior to the 550NG. It's $34.95. Hey Santiago, what's up, man? So it's $34.95 on the X-Plane store. But I wouldn't buy it yet because I'm still supposed to be doing this giveaway. And I get so busy during the week that I forget to schedule it because I have to schedule any giveaways I do of Aerobas aircraft. I have to schedule it with Aerobask. So they have to have 24 hours notice before I stream and give away an aircraft. So, but I am giving away, it's actually the person's choice. Either they can receive this aircraft or the Eclipse 550NG. But I just have to schedule it with Aerobask, with Lionel, actually, from Aerobask. Is X-Enviro worth it? Is it worth $70? I don't think so. I mean, I paid $70 for it. I think somebody said earlier, it's worth $70 if you have $70 to spend on X-Enviro. But if you're on the rails between, do you want to buy X-Enviro or buy something else? Buy something else. Because X-Enviro is alright. It's just not $70 alright. Yeah, a waste. But as a YouTuber that streams X-Plane, I kind of have to have the latest and greatest, the X-Plane, everything that comes out for X-Plane, the best add-ons. So I can, so I try to that's how I try to justify paying $70 for X-Enviro. I don't fly airliners, so I'd have to say X-Enviro. But some people can. Yeah, there you go. Listen to Brandon. Listen to Brandon. He'll tell you. I don't fly commercial airliners, so I'm automatically going to tell you X Enviro. But listen to somebody who does fly commercial airliners. Okay, once we fly over this bit of water here, off this peninsula and to this peninsula, we'll be in Delaware, and we'll be back into ortho scenery. So, then we gotta find somewhere in Maryland to land at. So this is the stock scenery for New Jersey. I thought I got southern New Jersey in ortho, but I didn't. It only went up to Delaware. So once we cross I want to say this is I don't know what the hell the name of this body of water is. Oh, once we cross the Delaware Bay, I had to look it up on SkyVector. Once we cross Delaware Bay, we'll be in Delaware, and we'll be back in ortho. So I'm going to go ahead and drop us down to 3,500 feet as soon as we cross the bay, because we're not going to see anything from up here with these clouds. I have a feeling Brandon's going to reply the JAR Design A330, John. That's just my opinion. He'll probably just say, yeah, that. Where did Ruben go? Is Ruben still in here? Or did he go watch Ranger? So I'm looking for somewhere in northern Maryland to land. And it's probably going to be... Where am I at now? It was just past Cape May. Oh. Oh, you're in the X-Plane Discord channel? Sweet. You can't get Ortho 4XP to work. Why not? I was helping somebody get it working the other day. Who was it? Was it? It was somebody on our Flight Sim channel on Facebook. Okay, now we have Ortho, so we'll turn towards Maryland. Mac 12 towards Delaware. So now we're back into Ortho 4XP scenery. So we're going to land at Whiskey 41, which is Crisfield, Somerset County Airport. It's on the eastern shore. It shouldn't be that far away. So let's so you can find it on here. Let's go to flight plan. Add a waypoint. We're going to Whiskey 41. Let's see if it shows up as that. Nope. So we're going to have to do Kilo Whiskey 41. Yep, there it is. And now we have to hit direct. Well, not, it won't, we won't be able to fly it. Okay. Stood it to nav. And there we go. So we're on our way to Somerset County, Crisfield Airport in Maryland, on the eastern shore of Maryland. I don't know why I'm still hearing birds. I go to the external view of this, but whatever. It's probably a bug. But see how much better the ortho scenery looks? Loads better. So let's just have a look at where we're going to be flying to. Flying to this airfield. Yep, this is ortho scenery. This is... Oh, where'd it go? Ah, there's my ROG. Yes, that's ortho scenery right there. But I have reshade on. How much is ortho scenery? Ortho scenery is free. The only thing it costs is the processing power to create it and the storage space to store it. I have 250 gigs of ortho scenery, so it gets weighty. And I kind of want to turn the weather off so I can actually see. So, oh, nope, we're up with the clouds again. I thought if I drop, well, I'm not down to 3,500 feet, that's what I wanted to do. So let's drop down to 3,500, well, not 35,000. And enter. And we'll descend at 1,500 feet per minute. And we'll descend vertical speed mode. Oh, 250 gigs. Yeah, 250 gigs is nothing, man. The entire US, if you wanted ortho for the entire US, which Ranger 79 has, it's 7 terabytes. That's how much scenery is just in the United States. 7 terabytes of ortho scenery at zoom level 17, which is what this is. How close until landing? It's going to be in 17 minutes. Descending to 3,500 feet now. So, what is my setup as far as PC specs? I have an i7 6700. I have the 16 gigs of DDR4, and I have a GTX 1070, all on a 1 terabyte hard disk drive because I'm not about to crack open my case and to put my 250 gig SSD in there. I'm just going to upgrade the motherboard and get a different case and throw all my stuff in that.
Altitude.
Because my computer, that's exactly what my computer looks like right there. That's all it is, and it's just a pain in the neck to try to upgrade. So I'm just going to get a different case, a different motherboard, and throw my i7 6700, 16 gigs of DDR4 and that 1070 into a new case so I can actually have something to upgrade. But other than that, what I'm running on X-Plane, I'm running X-Enviro, running Reshade, running Ortho 4XP, and I'm flying the Pipistrel Panthera. So I hope that answers all your questions. Yeah, if you look at this and you look at, okay, so what you're seeing, if you're looking at the scene right now, you're seeing it the way it looks with reshade turned on. If I turn reshade off, this is with reshade off. So this is what you're going to see if you're not using reshade. So it's just dull. If you look inside the aircraft, it's dull. If you turn reshade on, there you go. What monitor am I using? Man, my monitor is old, dude. It's a 27-inch LG 27. I gotta look at the model number now. It's a 27-inch LG E2742. They don't even make them anymore. But it's an amazing monitor. It's only 1080p, but That's my main monitor. My other monitors are 24 inches. So we're now, for some reason, we're at 21 minutes to landing. So I'm almost out of fuel in my left fuel tank, so let's go ahead and switch over to the right fuel tank. Start pulling fuel from there. We'll go ahead and mixture fuel rich. I'm going to pull this down so I can get to my prop. There we go. Prop RPM back in. Try to pick up some more speed so we can get there sooner rather than later. And I just got the low fuel warning for my left fuel tank. Left fuel low. It's a good thing I switched to my right. Have I ever tried to use commercial airliners? Yes, I have tried to use commercial airliners. I get annoyed with the FMC. Every time I think I'd get the whole the disco problem on the FMC. Every time I figure it out, it seems like it keeps happening. So I hate messing with them. I'd much rather fly these. Plus, why am I going to have 250 gigs of ortho scenery if I can't see it? I mean, you can't see any of this from 40,000 feet up in the air, 32,000 feet up there. So I've picked up a little airspeed, not much. Kind of interesting seeing. I've never landed at this. So we're taking off. We took off from Somerset, New Jersey. We're going to land in Somerset, Maryland. And that's a 2,400 foot runway. And it's only 4 feet above sea level. So this ought to be pretty cool. Have you ever wanted to get your PPL? Yeah, I'd get my PPL, but if I had the time. What zoom level did I use for my ortho photos? It is zoom level 17, and the provider is Bing. So this is the Bing zoom level 17. And you really don't get, to get the full beauty of Ortho 4XP. We're just going to go ahead, and I'm not going to land at Somerset. We're just going to go to an area. Ruben knows where we're going to go. But we will go to an area where you can see the full beauty of Ortho 4XP, and that will be Courchevel in France. If you watched my streams before, you'll realize this. And we're not going to do any weather. And we're going to start a new flight, and we will take the Pipistrel. Yep, you knew it. Listen to Ruben, I knew it. Well, when somebody asks you about orthos and they want to see, what orthos can do, you have to take them to Courchevel. Because unless you go to Courchevel and you show them the orthos from Courchevel, it's hard for them to realize what you're talking about. Orthos on flat scenery are kind of, it looks good. But until you're actually in a mountainous terrain, you don't appreciate it. So we're going to go to Courchevel, which is in the French Alps. It's actually on the border region. It's on the border between Italy and Switzerland and stuff like that. So we're going to magically teleport to Courchevel. We'll take off in the Panthera. I took the Cessna last time. Well, I've done so many live streams at Courchevel. I mean, I'm surprised it's not getting old yet. I think we should start doing Fuji, but the thing is, there's no airports close to Mount Fuji. Because I have the ortho scenery for Mount Fuji as well. Uh-oh, Mo just liked my post in the flight sim page, so Mo might be here in a few minutes. Done with prelating. Sweet. Okay, so here we are in Courchevel. We don't have any weather. We're having clear skies. And we're going to take off and show you the beauty of Ortho 4XP with reshade and
Autopilot disconnect.
it's saying that because we took off. You don't need any of that stuff. Full rich. We're going to add some fuel because we don't have very much fuel left and I'll run out. So let's go ahead and fill her up. So full fuel. The key should already be in the ignition. It is. We'll go back over to our left tank. And we should be able to start it now. Yes, we can. So we don't need the fuel pump on. Close that. And we're ready to go. I don't know why it gave me real world weather. I turned it off. So I'm just going to turn X-Enviro off because it keeps wanting to load real-time weather, and I don't want it to. Or I could just hit Cavic, but then again. So let's go to plugins, and we'll turn X-Enviro off. Okay, so X-Enviro is off. Okay, so park and brake. I'm probably going to hit this helicopter. If not, my wing's going to hit this hangar. I'll just make sure reshade is on. And I'm not going to need this whole runway, but I'm going to drop my flaps, at least to position 1. Take off. And let's take off from the ski jump runway here at Courchevel, ski country. We didn't need all the runway. Flaps are coming up. Gear coming up. So this is the Courchevel area of France. Like I said, you don't really begin to understand the benefits of having ortho until you see the mountains. There's a little town of Courchevel down there. So I'm going to fly my standard route. This will be the last flight for the day. So we'll fly the standard route that I do on most of my streams, which is Gonna be close to this valley here, and back to the more to the east. You know, I should try landing it. It's Sion. I think it's Sion. 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 I believe it's in Switzerland. It's LSGS, I think. So now you can just look and get a look at the detail in the mountains here. Tell them what kind of mask that is, Ruben. You know what kind of mask it is. That's these are complex masks. You check the little check mark for complex mask on Ortho 4XP, and this is the level of detail you get in mountains. Adds the really grittiness to the mountains. And you can almost reach down there and pick up a rock. You know, you look down there, and it just adds that grittiness to your orthos. Isn't that amazing? You can't get any better scenery than this. Where's Fly 777? Does FSX have scenery like this? No. Not for free. I don't even think it has it for payware either. So I think this airport's called LSGS. I'm going to look it up quick. If I don't hit the side of a mountain first. What's this area called? This is Courchevel. This is the French Alps ski country. That's Courchevel, not Portugal. Portugal. Courchevel. I'll put it in the chat. I think that's how you spell it. Courchevel. I'm looking for LSGS. So LSGS, I think it is. Somebody tell me if I'm going to hit the side of a mountain. Nope, doesn't look like it yet. Okay, so that's what I'm going to fly to. LSGS was a Sion airport somewhere in Switzerland. But it's kind of like the Swiss version of Lowy, of Innsbruck. At least that's what I think it is. Hopefully it doesn't take me forever to get there. So we can clear this out, because we're not flying to the United States from here. Remove waypoint. Okay. Add waypoint. LSGS. Sion. 20 minutes away. And we're going to do... let's fly direct to. Okay, now I have something to follow. What are my reshade settings? I am using colorfulness, which is the only... it's one of the stock reshade settings. The shaders, it's called colorfulness. So if I hit Shift F2, that's what it is. So colorfulness. And you have all the other ones, but that's the one I find that's best. I don't really have to mess with it. So I've never landed at Sion, or Sion, or however you want to pronounce it, but I'll be landing there now. Ruben probably knows how to pronounce it. Yeah, so I have a term. That's with reshade off right there. And this is with it on. So you be the judge. And I've got X and Barrow turned off because it's just messing with my vibe here. Plus I'm getting 30 frames a second without X and Barrow. I'll have to try LSMI because I might have the ortho for that. Oh, IRL. So now I know what you guys are talking about. So he said he's going to be learning how to fly Cessna 172 IRL. It's like, there is no Cessna 172 IRL. Now I was talking, now it's in real life. Sorry. That was just me being stupid. I was like, there's a Cessna 172R, there's a Cessna 172P, there's no Cessna 172 IRL. So, yeah. Sorry, I was being stupid. Does reshade still cause problems when shutting down Explain? Yes, it does. And I don't think those problems will ever be solved until somebody strips out all the DirectX stuff from reshade and recompiles it explicitly for OpenGL. I was going to do it, but now I'm like, ugh, I don't really feel like messing with C++. And I'd probably end up just, compiling it and it wouldn't work. So... But I was going to do it. Strip out all the DirectX stuff and recompile it for OpenGL. So I'm going to hold this altitude and switch to... Let's turn the autopilot on. We'll hold this altitude. So I'm going to send to 13.5, and we'll just follow let the autopilot fly us sound. Now you can see not all the ortho is created equally. This is all being zoom level 17, but as you see, once we get out of the Courchevel area, we'll start picking up some clouds in the ortho tiles. I don't really see any yet. Like, I think that's cloud. Just cloud instead of snow. So now we should pick up some more speed because now I'm not actually trying to climb. It says we're going to be at Scion in 11 minutes, so that's good. And you see it's starting to wash out some of the scenery. Bing isn't the best in every single area. See, this kind of looks washed out. And then these are actually clouds. Ever tried X-Plane 11 VR? No, I want to get a Oculus Rift and do fly inside X-Plane because it actually works with the Rift and the Vive. And the Rift is a little bit cheaper than the Vive, so I'd probably go with that. Because I mean, I'd get the Vive if I was going to do the real VR stuff, like using the controllers and stuff like that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use the Rift for flight simulation and stuff like that. Hey Ruben, thanks a lot, man. I'll see you later. And as far as Vulkan, they are supposedly working on a Vulkan version of X-Plane 11. It was March last year that they said that he got all the API information for Vulkan. It's like 700 pages or something like that. Went and read it just so they could convert, meaning just move Explain 11 over to Vulkan. But they had already started on Explain 11, so they're going to finish it in OpenGL. And we're kind of stuck with OpenGL until the Vulkan comes out, until the Vulkan version comes out, unfortunately. Yeah, but there is a huge performance increase between Vulkan and OpenGL. And it all boils down onto the fact that OpenGL requires the drivers themselves, the graphics drivers themselves, to render graphics, which DirectX and Vulkan don't require them to do it. So there's a huge bottleneck with OpenGL, and that's why you get such a huge performance gain with DirectX and Vulkan. At least that's how Ben explained it. He has a blog post about Vulkan and OpenGL. So this is still ortho senior, but you can see the quality has dropped dramatically from the Zoom level 17 that we had at Courchevel, and then this portion that we're coming into Switzerland now, or we're probably actually in Switzerland now. We have about 8 minutes until we get the Scion, and I did want to try what is that? Lima Sierra Mike 1 or whatever. I did want to actually just spawn there and see if I have that. LSMI Nixus said to try that, so I will try that. So Nixus suggested LSMI Limassero Mike India. So we will spawn there and see if I have the ortho tiles for that after we land here at Sion. But I did get a good portion of Switzerland, western Switzerland. So we'll see. Hello, Monkey. How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Shame you're coming in on the tail end of it. I can't believe it's been almost 3 hours. So it'll probably be 3 hours by the time we get to LSGS, then spawn back at I can't remember the name of the airport. Are these the Alps? Yes, these are the... Well, I'm on the fence. We took off from Courchevel, which is in the French Alps. I'm pretty sure we're actually in Switzerland now, so these are actually the Swiss Alps. I think your LSMI is going to be over there, dude. Nexus. Is that where it is over there? I have Innsbruck in the Arc scenery, not Bing, because somebody told me to try Arc at Lowy. So, and I wasn't really impressed with it. I think it was Riga. Riga, are you still in here? Yeah, I took off from Courchevel. It's probably some of the best scenery you can get on ortho. This kind of sucks because you can see the clouds in the ortho scenery. It's annoying. Well, I can't believe it's almost 5 o'clock here. You can really tell I don't have a life on Sundays. So we have 5 minutes to sign on. It's going to be up here in this valley right here. We'll land there. We'll spawn back at Nixus's airfield, and that'll be the end of the stream. I just want to see if I have the ortho scene for that. And then I'll do another stream sometime, probably next Saturday or something like that. That'd be awesome if there's a runway right there. Like at Sedona in Arizona, which is on the plateau. Hey, Monkey Dunt, thanks for subscribing, man. I'm glad to see that's actually working now. Sometimes that doesn't work. So I don't actually get to see who's subscribing during my live stream sometimes. So I'm pretty sure this... Well, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the autopilot now.
Autopilot disconnect.
And we're going to throttle back and we're going to descend because this airfield runs the same direction that the valley's running in. So, oh, there's Red the Dev. Thanks for subscribing, Red. I need to change that little image for my zombie to like a little plane flying around or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. If I could get like a little plane GIF. What's our airspeed anyways? So 148. So it says streaming to YouTube and, well, YouTube, Twitch and Beam. And I don't know why I do that because the majority of all my viewers are all on YouTube. So, but it doesn't affect my performance, so I'm probably not going to change it. So this is kind of like the Swiss Louis. Look, there's another one. Thanks for subscribing there, Nexus. And I promise you there is a runway down here in this valley somewhere. One of my favorite airports, I really don't have any favorites. I guess it's the areas that I tend to fly in the most. Like I fly from in the Isle of Man a lot because I have the orthos for that. I like Courchevel because I have the orthos for that. I have the orthos for my home state of Virginia, which is where I live at in the United States. So there's a couple airports there I like to fly from. Other than that, I really don't have any die-hard ones that I love. Okay, I was wondering for a minute why I couldn't sit a little lower in the cockpit. Evidently I had clicked off the screen. I couldn't move left or right either. So there's an airfield here. I'm not really worried about too much about slowing down because the Panthera is such an easy plane to fly. If you're going to buy an aircraft, if you want a general aviation aircraft, then the Panthera is the aircraft to buy. It's so easy to fly. It's got the GTN 750, 650 package. Yeah, I like Europe, man. I like flying in Europe. I think flying in America is kind of dull to me. Because really, I mean, if you look at America, if you look at the terrain in America, you have the East Coast, you have the Blue Ridge Mountains, then you have the plains, then you have the Rockies, then you have the desert, and then you have the West Coast, and that's it. That's the terrain of the United States, basically. And I think I like it. I like the terrain in Europe a lot better. I want to get the. I think one of my next orthos, once I get a bigger drive, I want to do the Carpathians in the Balkans. You know, that area in Hungary and Romania, stuff like that, and fly through the Carpathians. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, probably not as scenic as the Alps, but there is an airport down here, and there it is, I think. Let me look at it. Yep, there's an airport. There's LSGS right there. EGNS. Is that, what is that? Is that that's the Isle of Man, right? That's Ronald Way or whatever it is. Oh, I gotta put landing gear down. Give me some flaps here. EGNS is the airport on Isle of Man, right? Or is it Newcastle? I keep getting those two mixed up. Because my buddy lives in Newcastle, and I always take off from Newcastle too, and fly up to like, what is it? Inverness. And I tried to create ortho scenery for Inverness, but I kept getting white tiles. I don't know what's up with that. No, I only have the stock EGNS. I don't have any of the actual scenery. But I do have GB Pro, the GB Pro VFR add-on scenery for Great Britain. And it's kind of creepy. Why do they put power lines right next to airports? I do have gear down. I have one notch of flaps in. I don't have any of the aftermarket scenery. I just have the stock scenery for Isle of Man. Well, the airport. I have Airport Environment HD for the runways and the lighting and stuff like that. And I have GB Pro and have Ortho 4XP for Isle of Man, but I don't have like an add-on airfield. No. Like I said, the Panthera is so easy to fly. You can practically let it land itself. It's almost as easy as a Cessna to fly land. Yeah, but with this being level 17 orthos for this area, I'm not really impressed with it as much as I would be as I am with Courchevel. So. We're full flaps here. And the angle of attack, yeah, the angle of attack indicator is actually working on this one. Remember, it wasn't really working on the E1000. And we're down. And we are stopped, and we'll just go taxi over here. Yep, it's great because I remembered to actually put my landing gear down in the Panthera this time. Actually, because of the way my throttle is set up on the HOTAS X, I have flaps up, flaps down, and gear toggle. So sometimes when I hit my flaps down, I inadvertently fat finger the freaking landing gear toggle. And I don't realize that I actually raised my landing gear when I loaded my flaps or lowered my flaps. Okay, what airport is this? I keep forgetting. It's LMSI or LM. I gotta go up here and look again. I think it's LSMI. LSMI. There we go. So let's go there. Let's see if I have the orthos for that, and then we'll change location. LSMI. Interlaken. I should have taken the Cessna because the Cessna would load a lot faster. It's pretty much anything stock aircraft that you have, it'll get far better frame rates than any add-on aircraft. Unless, well, that's a lie. If your add-on aircraft is making use of the stock X-Plane 11 avionics, it will run good. And I don't think this is ortho scenery. It might be. Let's look. This is ortho scenery, isn't it? So this is ortho scenery for whatever interlocking, I guess it is. So that's pretty cool. Oh, it is between two lakes, isn't it? But it looks weird. The text, I mean, if you look at this ortho, you look at that ortho, it's kind of weird. So I'm not going to take off from here. I just wanted to see the scenery here. So the ortho borders look weird here. Because it runs right down through here. You can see the tile border here. Yeah, the colors do look way off. I mean, it's ortho because you can see the actual 2D buildings on the ground. The mountains don't look bad. It's just this area right here. You see the tile border for the ortho for XP tile border. It looks totally off. The colors look drastically off. We're going to go to the EGNS real quick, and then that'll be it. I'm not going to take off from there either. I'll just show you the ortho scenery I have for that. Oops. There's reshade loading again. And let's go to EGNS, change location. EGNS, we'll just teleport there real quick and have a look there. And then we'll be done. And we'll do it in the... I'm just going to keep it in the Panthera so it doesn't take so long to load. Yeah, but when it comes to aircraft, if your aircraft is, even if it's an add-on aircraft, as long as it's using the stock X-Plane avionics, it will get great frame rates. But anything that doesn't use stock avionics is going to get horrible frame rates. And I can prove that just by once we get to Isle of Man, I can load the Panthera. You can look at the frame rates on that, and then load up something like the Cessna 172 and compare the frame rates. It's just totally different. It's like night and day. But I'm not going to fly around Isle of Man because I have so many videos flying around Isle of Man. I just wanted to have a quick look-see. And then I'll be getting off because we have less than a minute before I've been streaming for 3 hours. Which is crazy. It's not the longest stream. I've streamed for 5 hours, but people tend not to come back and watch your 3-hour video on YouTube. Evidently is reloading the Panthera. Okay, so this is Isle of Man. And like I said, it's got the GB Pro scenery. So the short, I don't know why, it's just in GB Pro, why you have like sludge or mud or whatever that is right on the coast. The beaches look fine, but it's just this mud, whatever texture from GB Pro. You have a little lighthouse though. It does look a little bright here. Doesn't look that bad over here though. And is this the zoom level 17 for Isle of Man? That's just stock airport scenery. Hello, Francisco. It's a shame you came at the end of the stream, but thanks for watching anyways. But other than that, this Isle of Man, I'm not going to worry about taking off, but I'm going to end the stream here because it's been 3 hours and 1 minute. So if you'd like to know more or you'd like to see more, subscribe. I'll be flying again Saturday at the latest. Depends on if I have to work on Friday. Next Saturday I'll be streaming again. If you have any requests for airports or anything like that, you can just send me a message on YouTube, and I'll try to get the orthos for that. And where am I? Where am I in the sim, or where am I in real life? That's the question. In the sim, I'm in the sim, we're at the Isle of Man. I'm not going to stream it because I've streamed it so many times, and this stream's already been on for 3 hours. In real life, I'm on the East Coast of the United States. So, other than that, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you guys on Saturday.